Welcome, dear colleagues. Uh, Thanks for joining my presentation. My name is Anton Shipulin. I'm an industrial cybersecurity lead at Kaspersky. And today I would like to present to you such an important topic for industrial automation field like ICS, asset management, and vulnerability discovery. To start off, I would like to start with the challenge. We all know that industrial control system, for the past years, industrial control system changed from isolated ones to integrated and interconnected with external systems and external networks. And this integration brought not only some opportunities for business and for production processes, but it also brought some challenges and security risks of unauthorized access to control systems and to industrial processes and control system components. And we see that many of our industrial clients, they implemented some kind of cybersecurity controls, some cybersecurity technologies, but at the same time, we see that in many cases, they actually don't know the full picture of their devices. And this kind of implementation, this kind of cybersecurity to the scope you don't know is ineffective because, as we all know, the chain is as secure as the weakest link in it. So that's why you cannot protect what you don't know about. This is why the first step to build your effective industrial cybersecurity program is to build to start with ICS asset inventory. And this is not something new. This is quite known fact that that asset inventory is the first step. Like, for example, we can take these two standards, two set of cybersecurity controls, like top 20 critical cybersecurity controls and the NIST cybersecurity framework. These standards have ICS, they have asset inventory as a first step. Asset inventory, software inventory, hardware inventory, vulnerability inventory, and so on. And they're not alone. There are many other relevant industrial cybersecurity standards like IC 62443, NERC, and many others that have asset inventory as a basic step. And to build, actually to do the asset inventory, there are several approaches nowadays. First of them is the physical inspection or manual approach. This is, in fact, the less effective, I would say ineffective approach for asset inventory because it is done with no automation, manually, usually with spreadsheets. It is labor-intensive, time-consuming approach. It can be useful in few cases, like, for example, only for initial inventory and for small scope of the devices. Other approaches are automated. One of the automated approaches is configuration file analysis, which is based on getting a configurations file, extracting configuration data, including the process variables and so on. This approach has its advantage, like it can get access to some systems that are not, some critical systems that are not allowed, that are not accessible for other approaches, for example. Another approach is active inventory, which is based on selective probing, on polling devices about their attributes. And this is an effective approach because it allows to get as much information as possible from devices. But at the same time, this approach is dangerous because it is active. So this approach should be used with precautions. And the last but not least approach is passive inventory. It's very popular on the market nowadays. It is automated technique which is based on passive analysis of network traffic, extracting data, and using this data for asset management. This approach can detect only communicating devices, but this is the price for being 100% safe for OT network, because in this case, you cannot impact any devices, any communications, any processes. So we consider this approach as a fundamental. It is useful to start with passive inventory, and then when you improve your asset inventory program, you can enrich it with other methods like active inventory, configuration, file analysis. And talking about asset discovery, it is important to say that the data is the main thing in asset discovery. So there is a concept like the data is a new oil, and this concept is true not only for process data, it is true also for asset data. So having data about your devices, you can use them as a decision-making tool for improving your business and production processes. And this data can include such attributes like software attributes, hardware attributes, location attributes, dependencies, configuration information, and one of the important attributes is software vulnerabilities. And today on the market, there are lots of systems, lots of products, lots of technologies for asset discovery. There are open source and free tools, and there are mature commercial tools as well. And one of the commercial tools is our own asset discovery, threat discovery network platform, Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity, or KICS for networks. KICS for networks follows the passive approach for asset inventory. It automatically detects network devices, network communications, anomalous communications, details of these devices. It provides visualization for network communication with network flow maps, with cybersecurity incidents on this map. It also can detect changes in attributes of these devices, so it's useful for asset management and asset discovery. And it also provides information about vulnerabilities of assets. We have the capability of passive asset vulnerabilities in our solution, which provides detailed information about vulnerabilities of assets. It provides the prioritization of these vulnerabilities for building the future patch management, effective patch management process. And what is important here, we use not only the public sources of vulnerability information, but we use our own reliable Kaspersky ICS vulnerability database as a source. The problem is that existing vulnerability data sources provide inaccurate and unreliable vulnerability data. To improve this situation, we have our own Kaspersky ICS CERT team that take this information from public sources, they analyze it, they correct the information about vulnerabilities and devices, they enrich this information with our own Kaspersky ICS vulnerability research, and after that, they put all this information, corrected information, reliable information, to our own ICS vulnerability database. Information from this database can be provided to our industrial clients via vulnerability feeds, or it also provided to our own asset discovery network platform, Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity for networks. This is our example, how can you use the tools for asset discovery process. To build your own industrial asset inventory program process, you can start small with only data sources you have and with limited scope system. Then you can define attributes you need from these assets for your goals. Then you can scale, and you should scale the asset inventory scope to cover as much components as possible, to add new techniques for asset discovery, new tools, new attributes, with new integrations with external system for data enrichment for assets. And of course, you need this information for improving your business processes, for detecting problems, for improving security posture, and so on. And asset discovery, as cybersecurity in general, is not a project, it's a process. So the asset discovery process should be maintained regularly. And asset inventory contributes not only for cybersecurity, but it brings benefits for the business. Asset inventory supports cost saving and profit increases in such ways as it allows to recover operation more quickly with having the data about your devices. You can recover more quickly. It identifies assets that need maintenance. It also contributes in ensuring safe and reliable operations. It may reduce the regulatory risk of unauthorized access, the devices and the assets that don't follow the compliance rule, so it can reduce the problem with inspection from regulators. And investing into ICS asset inventory can be initially small with the limited scope. And of course, using the automated tools can help you to reduce associated labor cost. So finally, comprehensive asset inventory helps an organization to better understand and manage cybersecurity risk and business risks in general. And we in Kaspersky, we don't stay aside of this problem. We develop our comprehensive approach for industrial cybersecurity, industrial cybersecurity risk reduction. This portfolio includes our products and services. And some of these products help you to build an effective asset inventory program at the level of host asset inventory with our industrial endpoint protection solutions, and at the level of network asset inventory with our asset discovery and threat discovery network platform, KICS for networks. And as I mentioned, with our ICS vulnerability database as a reliable source of vulnerabilities. To know more about our portfolio products and services, please visit our website ics.kaspersky.com or follow us on Twitter. Thank you for your attention, colleagues. My name is Anton Shipulin, and I'm ready to answer your questions. Thank you very much.